welcome or welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz, and I will be guiding you on this journey today. This is the reading for Aries, wherever Aries is in your chart. And what else? Ooh, I would love it if you subscribe to the channel, like the video, drop an emoji, all the things, right? I'm trying to catch the algorithm train, and all of those actions help me do that. So you're my ticket to that algorithm train. So I would love that. And of course it helps me grow this community, connect with you guys. It shows me you guys are here too. So, all right, let's get you an oracle card, and then of course we'll get your tarot out. Crone. Interesting. Isn't there like the three, it's like this progression. I wonder if it's in here. Let's just, because I can't think of it. Here we go. I accept myself. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't say, I mean, it does kind of, let me see. There's like two things that precede the crone. That's what I'm trying to find. And I fucking can't. Of course. So maybe that's just not important. It's just like, it's like something and then maiden and then crone, I think. Anyway. Did you see that? The Tower card, the Eight of Cups. It's like deciding which way it wanted to be. Did it want to be upright? Did it want to be in the reverse? Two of Swords. Two of Wands. Kind of came out sideways. The Moon. That's too many cards. Four of Pentacles. I almost kept shuffling. We have the Knight of Wands, King of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, King of Cups. Knights and Kings. Okay, so let's officially read about this Crone card. I accept myself. The ancient wisdom of the crone is grown from a lifetime of learning, of living and observing, of devotion to the cycles of birth, life, death, and decomposition. It is wisdom steeped in a commitment to self-transformation. The crone's medicine lies in the acceptance of all that is, a bone-deep acknowledgement of the seasons, phases, and fluctuations that define the experience of being human. Recognizing not only the pleasure, but also the pain of what makes this existence ripe with wonder. She reminds you that welcoming the full spectrum of being human is the surest road to a liberated life. And that's precisely what she has to offer, liberation. This is an invitation to embrace your human magic, the dark, the light, the present moment, and all that's beyond your mortal senses. Relinquish the need to understand, and then release the notion of what has been or should be to find ease with what just is. There it is. The three archetypes, Maiden, Mother, Crone. Or Maiden reminds us of eternal possibility and growth. She embodies independence and a passionate striving forward. Mother evokes nurturing and creativity, epitomized by a deep connection to our womb space and ability to bring forth life. Even for women who don't have children, the mother is a figure that comes to us in the middle of our years and brings both self-love and the nourishing of those around us. But it is our crone that holds perhaps the most potential for deep work of self-acknowledgement and discovery. The crone represents our trust and wisdom held within, gathered through our lives and experiences, and which, in the later stage of life, makes us most open and confident. This is from kintsugispace.com. I don't know. It was just the one link that I clicked on in Google. But I love that. I think too, also like there's definitely this sense of uncertainty here, and also like trusting that uncertainty. It's one of those things of like, have you heard that analogy of like a flower blooming and how it at one point it becomes more uncomfortable not to bloom than it does to actually, spread out, take space, show your beauty, your magnificence. And also like part of that, it's so fitting with the Tower card, which is Mars actually. So that's interesting that this representation of Mars came out, because the two cards, I think it was 2 or 3 cards that came out when I was looking for just the one, but it was too many. And we have rules around here. But it was the High Priestess and the Emperor that I saw. So it's interesting that, and I always, and I was even thinking while I'm shuffling, if you want to come out, you can. But the Four of Pentacles did. So anyway, it's interesting that this expression of Mars came out because Mars is Aries energy, right? So the Tower card is like sudden upheaval, just like that. And truly it is crazy how fast things really can change. I've heard Aries described as like a match, and Leo described as like a candle, and Sagittarius described as like a campfire, or like a fireplace, fire, just like that, right? And the Tower, literally it can be in any area of our life. It could be closing down timelines, like, those things that we just kind of kept or left open-ended because we were seeking closure, or maybe we'll come back to revisit that thing, or maybe there's a potential there, or maybe, whatever. And we just left, our energy kind of hanging on to those things. The Tower's like, nope, we're disconnecting all those lines, because truly, first of all, if you wanted to, you would. If they wanted to, they would. Second, it like helps you focus your energy instead of having it, spread out or just potentially being somewhere else. You call it back to yourself so that you can focus it in a certain direction, which I'm pointing to the Two of Wands. We'll get there. But I feel like this Tower card is just dramatic too. Like, it could be something where like you're feeling dramatic about something, or like over dramatizing something, which this is coming from somebody who has a propensity to be over dramatic. But it's true when I'm going through it or when I'm thinking it. But then it kind of almost becomes like funny after the fact, like, oh my God, I was being so over dramatic. Or I always kind of preface like, not to be over dramatic, but I literally feel like I'm dying. And I do, to a certain extent, literally feel like I'm dying. But am I? No. Maybe a little bit every day, but so I just, like I said, I just kind of get this feeling of dramatic or drama from this Tower card. It's Mars. So again, right, it is very much Aries energy. It could have to do with your natal Mars. It could have to do with wherever Mars is right now, which I think is in Taurus for the next little while. So, wherever Taurus is for you, you could be feeling just some pressure. There's some oomph to like get something going. Maybe you are kind of in this mood of like tearing something down dramatically because maybe it's just making you feel uncomfortable. Even going back to like this Crone card, and it was talking about wisdom. There could be somebody in your life that is older and wiser. It could also even be that whatever this experience is that you are going through, there's a huge lesson in there for you. And it's like, be sure to, have your eyes, your ears, your heart, open. Even your crown, because there's a lotus sitting at the top of their hood here, which is, your crown area. There's a spiral at the heart. Spirals to me represent evolution, because there's that thing of like, don't spiral, evolve. And it has to do with the perspective that you're looking at a thing. Like a 2D spiral, right? That's how it looks. It's flat. It looks like a spiral. But if you were to look at it from a different perspective, and I know we don't have the hanged man out here, but if you were to look at it from a different perspective, you would see that it could be, this evolution process, something that has a potential to change who you are, what you want, your perspective, your outlook, even how you connect to your higher consciousness. And it's paired with the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands is planning for the future. Wands are also fire. So very much Aries energy, right? Being the fire element. And it does have to do with motivation, which is a Mars element. And it's the motivation behind the actions that you take, creativity, passion. How are you communicating those things? What actions are you taking towards those things? It is also information by way of experience, because that's what we get by trying things. We learn what works, what doesn't work. What do we like? What don't we like? That turns into wisdom. It's also like, it helps you to not make the same mistakes twice or thrice. It's a 2 also though. So it's at the beginning of the journey through the wands. And this specific Two of Wands, it looks like they're waiting for something, right? I mean, they have their phone out. They could be waiting for a message. They could be waiting for a direction. They could just be kind of like just not sure what decision to make, what thing they want to put their energy into, right? But also the energy of the Two of Wands, like I said, it is that planning, that strategizing. What do I want to do with these two wands? These two wands in this depiction almost even look like a doorway. It could be like a rite of passage. There really is no wrong decision. They're also even looking to the past, because the left side of the card is the past, the right side of the card is the future. So again, even with it paired with the Tower card, if you are looking to the past, if you are waiting for something in your past to fix itself, to change, to whatever, then it's like shift your focus to the future. What's done is done. Technically, I mean, there's people that believe also like the past doesn't exist and neither does the future. Truly, all that we have evidence of existing is right now. Big being present vibes. We have the Eight of Cups. Cups have to do with our emotions, how we feel about a thing, how we feel about the people around us, how we feel about ourselves. It's our heart space. Love, our relationship to love. How do we give it? How do we receive it? It's empathy, compassion, intuition. Again, right? Even our connection to higher consciousness through the heart space. The 8 of Cups, we can see that they are moving forward. This is making a decision that whatever is in these 8 cups, which probably had to do with this Tower card, it's no longer serving you. Probably hasn't for a while. Whether that be an emotional reaction, whether that be how you feel about yourself, about others, about your life, how you feel about your future, even just the energy that you have been in, right? Because not only are they leaving these cups behind, they're not taking them with them, right? They didn't pack it into their backpack. They're like, you know what? That's actually baggage that I don't have room for and I don't want to carry with me into my future. So not only are they leaving these things behind, they're moving towards the 9 of Cups. And the 9 of Cups is wish fulfillment, having your desires met, living the life that you always dreamed that you would, feeling fulfilled, feeling purposeful. But that all has to do with you, because 9s are individual completion. 10s are when it has to do with community, family, other people. This is you making a decision to do what is literally best for you. And it's interesting that, like I said, in the 2 of Wands, they're looking towards the past. I made the comment about looking towards the future. The 8 of Cups is doing that. So this is an energy that you're moving through. But this is making an emotional decision that, you know, you're listening to your intuition. You're honoring your own desires, your own passion. You're honoring your own intuitive nudges. And you're allowing yourself to be guided by your heart. I also find it's interesting that it's paired with the Moon card, and this Moon card looks like this Moon card. I mean, you know, just in the sense where there's like a crescent moon that's drawn on top of the full moon. And in this card, it's the same, but then there's like, you know, the face, but that could just be because it's coming more in focus, whereas this is further away. There's a crescent moon here on the Crone card. There's a crescent moon on the 2 of Swords also. I don't know. That could have a meaning. It doesn't have to. The moon is associated to Cancer. We're in Cancer season right now. So this whole shebang, this whole kit and caboodle could be unfolding in a big way right now. It could even be working with moon magic. Both of these cards, though, have an undertone of uncertainty. Because the Moon card is about our subconscious. It is about, just not having all of the information yet. It could be secrets being revealed. I mean, we have this little, this something coming out of the waters of the Moon card. This could be dealing with something in your emotional body. It could be self-sabotage. It could be anger, sadness, but it's being revealed here. Maybe that's even the motivation for why you are moving forward. But also recognize that, like, wherever you go, there you are. So if you're trying to get away from a feeling, if you're trying to get away from something, it's just going to be there whenever you get there, because it's something that is in your subconscious. And if it is something that is being revealed to you, like this is, this little, whatever this is, this blob, it kind of reminds me of Venom, even though like I'd never watched the Venom movies, but it just reminds me of that because it's black and it looks like Venom. It's already breached the surface. So there's something that is coming up. There's something that is going to be revealed to you. And the purpose of it, because everything has a purpose. The reason why it is being revealed to you at this time through this Tower card is so that you can heal it, so that you can release it, so that you're not just dragging it continuously with you, that it's not always just going to be stuck in your emotional body. And that's where your emotional reactions and your triggers come from. Stuck in victim mode, or again, rage or anger. We have the Two of Swords. I mean, it really is going to be a decision. Swords have to do with our mind, our thoughts, beliefs, mindset, truth and honesty. We have two twos also at opposite ends of the table here. We have all this water behind them too. They're blindfolded. Whoops. And truly, it's like, this isn't going to be a decision that is going to be made through your mind. I know it's swords and it does have to do with the mind, but if we cut off one of our senses, like our sight, right, we really have to depend on our other senses. We have to depend on what we're hearing, what we're smelling, what we're feeling in our body. Right? And especially even swords for me are ego, because that's generally where we hear our ego, is in our minds. And our ego is created by the stories that we attach to experiences, to feelings, whether they're our stories or not. Somebody could have said, you're being a certain way, or you are a certain way, and you just took that to be truth because it hurt probably. Or maybe it felt empowering to a certain degree. Whatever it was, it stuck with you. It became part of your personality, part of your temperament. It became part of the reasons why you make the decisions that you do. My throat just got clogged or something. There is a lot of blue in here. Blue is a throat. So we cut off one of our senses, our eyesight, which almost kind of it handicaps that sense, right? And again, so then you have to rely on your other senses. And so the purpose of me saying all that, coming back to my point, is that this decision cannot come from ego, because that's even this little venom blob that's in this moon card, which is also subconscious, because it's like, literally, I mean, what makes you who you are? How did you even get here to be the person that you are and have the beliefs that you do? Where does your anger come from? Where does your motivation come from? How do you accept love? Like, do you give it and not expect it in return, but then you're mad about it? Or, like, that was just the one example that came to mind. I was searching for another one, but I just kind of got the feeling like, nope, that's good enough. Like, you got the point. So my whole point with the Two of Swords is that the decision is going to come from your intuition. Even the body language of being closed off here, there's definitely something that you're holding on to also. So there's this release thing that's happening, because the Four of Pentacles is all about holding on too tight. They have these pentacles under their feet. They're holding on to the pentacle at their heart, and there's one sitting on top of their head. Pentacles have to do with our money, how we get it, how we save it, how we spend it. It's our time. Where are we spending our time? Where are we physically showing up in our lives? It's our physical body and our health. Anything we place value on, any tangible something that we can touch, right? So you get the point. And the Four of Pentacles, it's like overly disciplined. It could be telling you to introduce some discipline into your life. Or if you are overly disciplined, cool it. Invite some fun into your life. Do something crazy. Not, nothing that's like harmful, but just, it's interesting that both of these things, both the Two of Swords and the Four of Pentacles, it's holding on. The Two of Swords doesn't want to make a decision. It could be FOMO. It could be analysis paralysis. There is no wrong decision. I think I said that with the Two of Wands. There is no wrong decision. And especially too, like if you are in this analysis paralysis because you are holding on to something from the past, even if it has to do like with this Tower card. If you're afraid that if you let go of one of these pentacles that you're going to be broke. This is also leading into the Five of Pentacles, which is scarcity and lack, because it's a mindset. If you are afraid of letting go of anything, it becomes, like just this fear of letting go of anything at all. Like you just will hold on to it's like hoarding stuff. It doesn't necessarily have to be tangible stuff, but it's like hoarding emotions. It's hoarding, and it just keeps you in this state of indecision with the Two of Swords. Of course, though, on the other side of things, it's like, don't go so wild where you end up on the other side of things. There's definitely this balance, because then we have, like I said, we have this Knight of Wands. This is like somebody that's just going to go for it. I wonder, it's Leo. But this is somebody, it's like, seeking out that adventure. They're not really all that great with being bored. There is this excitement that comes along with it. And I know like the Knight of Wands is often described as like fuckboy energy. And when I think of that type of energy, I think of they'll be around as long as it's fun. They'll be around as long as it's, meeting their needs. But as soon as it gets past that, or if there's any type of expectation put on them, they're out of there, right? I mean, it could be you or it could be somebody else. It could just be the energy of that, right? So if it feels good, do it. Once it stops feeling good, stop doing it. If you can, obviously, if you have access to that. We have the King of Pentacles then, which is the highest expression of the suit. This is somebody very successful, practical. They oversee a kingdom, right? So, I mean, this could be in a management type of position or just an authority in some aspect. People look to you as an example. They see you as being inspiring. We have the Knight of Swords, who again is also going for something. Both of these two knights are moving quickly. This can be a bit impulsive, but it's having an idea and going for it. The King of Cups then. Emotional maturity, compassion, intuition also. It's, we have all these choppy waters around them and they're remaining calm. That's emotional maturity, especially in the face of, we have the Seven of Swords and then the Three of Swords after that. Okay. The Seven of Swords is like trickery, manipulation. The Three of Swords is betrayal, heartbreak, but it's, both of these things are how they live in our minds, what stories we are attaching to those experiences. So it could even just be a reminder about staying in your own integrity. I love that. And I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I will talk to you soon. Bye.